Hello, hi, my name's Marie. I've been fostering for 13 years.
Hi, I'm Susan. I've been a foster carer for 16 years.
So I'm Melissa. I'm a Kent foster carer. I've been fostering now for 10 years. I really recommend the Reflecting programme. It's one of the best courses as me as a foster carer. I've been fostering for 10 years and it's really helped me a lot to bond and cope with the strategies with the children. A lot of courses, you sort of go on them thinking, oh, is this going to be the answer? But I would definitely say that this is the course we've all been waiting for, really, as foster carers to help with situations.
I've been fostering for 13 years and I've had lots of experiences and had to manage lots of different children's situations and challenging behaviours. But this programme has really armed me with a lot of tools to do that. And I feel without the programme, some of the children that I've looked after would not have benefited from all of the mindfulness, reflectfulness, all of the tools that I'm now equipped with to use, and situations may not have been managed as well as I can currently manage them. And any foster carer or kinship carer, the children we're looking after have all got complex needs. Some of them are easier to look after, some of them are more difficult. But this programme is the one that is very supportive to ourselves and arming us and giving us the ability to foster relationships with our children and really grow relationships and be successful at what we're doing, which is all we ever wanted to do when we came into fostering.
I would encourage all carers to join the course, as everything that I have learned I use in my daily routines, and it helps me continue to care for myself, for our child, other children that come in, and it's just been fantastic to also be able to reflect on things as well. I'm a lot calmer. I deal with situations completely differently. So I think this is something that all carers should do. It really will benefit themselves and their children.
My experience of the Reflective Fostering programme was that I found it to be a very sociable and very relaxing course from the very first programme that we did. I found that it being delivered by a very understanding foster carer and a supervising social worker, it just made it feel like everyone was on the same sheet. We all had experienced the same problems, we all had the same issues, and we were all wanting the same thing from the programme.
I found it really, really enjoyable, and the way it was put forward to us, the people that were teaching us about it, they were really easygoing and easy to get on, and they put it in a very friendly manner that made you feel really at ease. And sometimes people were talking about very emotional events that had happened in their past, and everybody sort of helped overcome them, and to people to reflect on it, and it made people realise that, you know, there's lots of different people that have gone through lots of different situations, and that does actually help you with children that we're dealing with.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I looked forward to each session. I found it was everybody on the course obviously had similar concerns, worries. I found I was a lot calmer. I was able to reflect more. I enjoyed the check-ins that we did first thing, on how you had to be honest about how you were feeling in that morning. So it could be that you were quite upset, angry, or you could be happy, everything's going all right. And then at the end of the session, you would do another check-in, and I always found it put me back to a better place.
You'll find that you know, once it's in your diary and you start it, you'll want to go, you know, you'll want to go each week, and you'll put that person, when things come up, meetings come up, you know, for the children, you'll try and work around that, because it's, you know, 10 weeks sounds a lot to start with, but it soon goes. I was, you know, really disappointed when it was finishing, really.
In compared to other training that I've done, I found that we always talk about the effect of trauma on experience on children, and you kind of come away thinking, right, I know why our children may behave in this way, and we do understand why, and we come away thinking that. But I've never came away from a course armed with tools, very valuable tools, that I feel like now I can go away and I can manage those situations. And there was a lot of teaching about reflection, and it's about reflecting for yourself, which is just so valuable to myself, because it just helps me now manage situations going forward.
I found, compared to other training, it's extremely supportive of us as foster carers and how we are feeling. It supports how we can change our approaches to challenging behaviour with our young lady. And just the fact that you practice these techniques, and then when you go back a week later, you kind of follow up on how it's gone. And we all support each other with ideas, and there's a WhatsApp group where you can put on if you're struggling or if it's going really, really well, and see all the changes, which you don't normally get from a training course.
I really enjoyed the reflective fostering programme. I found it a lot different to other programmes that other courses that I've been on. I was actually in the main programme section of it, and I sort of was a bit apprehensive to start with, because the reason I went on applied to go onto it was I was sort of struggling, and I'd tried lots of different other courses and had lots of extra work with other professionals to try and help with the child that I've got at the moment. It's very challenging, but I found it so refreshing on the fostering, the reflective fostering course. I found that it really sort of made you reflect about yourself, and it was much more empathetic to the actual foster parent. A lot of the courses, quite rightly, are all about the children, and it is about the child as well, but this reflective fostering course made you concentrate on yourself and how you were feeling at the time.
You have to fill out questionnaires 3 times over the course of a year. I found they only took about 45 minutes to complete, and also it's a good way to reflect on any progress that you've been making. Also, you don't have to complete the questionnaires all at once. You can do it in section by section. So if you've got a spare 10 minutes, you could fill one in and do another one at a later date.
I would highly recommend those questionnaires to be done by people who are on the control arm, because if they look at them in that way, you can certainly see whether the support that you're getting is improving the situations and your relationships, or if they're not.
When I first opened them, like any forms, you think, oh, seems like quite a few, but you can stop and start it. So you can do sort of one section, and it does help you reflect as well and think about things, because a lot of the time you're sort of doing everyday work with children, and you don't really have time to sort of sit and think about, how they're feeling, how you think you're doing, how you think that they are acting. Because you're so busy sort of getting on and doing it all, really. So I would recommend it actually as a benefit to do these forms, because when you do the first one, you sort of, you answer the questions, but then when you do the second one 3 months later, you can see that if there's been a comparison, or whether it's improved or not improved, and it helps you reflect about how you answer it and how you do things with the children. So, and I would say, don't worry about the forms. Stop and start if you haven't got time to do it all together, and embrace it really as helping yourself and the child. I think research is very important. I hadn't really thought about it before doing the reflective fostering programme, but now I've done it, I really am proud that I've contributed to the research, and I understand that it's important to do the control arm as well as the actual program arm to prove if it's effective or not.
Joined onto the study because it was the first opportunity that I've been able to do for research. It was also because to further my own personal development. And I would say to anybody who doesn't end up on the reflective fostering programme but ends up on the control arm, it's still important. Your contribution by filling out your questionnaires is massive for the wider study.
Initially, a lot of people do sign up to go on the course because they want to be on the programme, but don't be disappointed because you are part of the research, and your answers to the questions on the survey, on the forms, is going to contribute to the actual course and people being able to do it in the future. To be able to, whenever there's a survey or a study, you have to have two parts, some people doing it and some people not doing it, to be able to see, to prove if it's effective. If everybody did the reflective course, we wouldn't really know whether, if you didn't do it, whether it was working. So be proud that you are still going to be contributing and helping the Society of Foster Caring and Children to be able to do this course because you took the time to join the course and put your input into it. I would try to encourage you to do it because the study is important to find out if the programme is effective or not, and how it helps children and foster carers in the best way for them to care for a child and to care for themselves, really.
I would say to anybody who doesn't actually join in the actual programme and goes onto the control arm, I would please ask them to take time to do the questionnaires, because having done this programme, the value of it, that it's going to impact onto foster carers in the future, is so valuable to the children that we look after and the foster carers who look after them, that the element that you're going to go on is going to be so valuable to the whole research programme. And without this research, the children who are coming into care, currently in care or coming into care in the futures, and the foster carers who are looking after them, are going to miss out on an opportunity of learning, developing ways on how to better manage the children and the situations that with challenges that are thrown at us when we're foster caring.